This is Math Studies, section 5.2, function notation. Function notation is, instead of saying y equals at the beginning of all of our functions, if we know that a graph is a function, we can write it as f of x equals. So instead of y equals, we'll now say f of x equals. And so if you're given an equation like f of x equals, I'm going to go with a linear equation, 2x plus 7, and you are told to find f of 2, you just put 2 where the x is, so that is 2 times 2 plus 7, and get the answer. On the flip side, if you are told to find x when f of x equals 2, that would mean that you would put 2 in for f of x, and you'd have to solve that equation. So conventionally how we do that is subtract 7 from both sides. And then divide both sides by 2. And x is negative 2.5. We can also use function notation with graphs. So, using this graph, find f of 1. So remember, whatever's in the parentheses becomes your x. So I'm going to put 1 as an x value, means on the x-axis I go to 1, and then I can trace up to the graph and find the corresponding output value, so y is 4. This is the reverse then, it's saying that y is 2, and I need to find the corresponding x. So I'd go up to my y-axis and find where y is 2, and I'm drawing this whole line because there are actually 3 answers. Let's do this. There is 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right here. So in this example then, x is negative 0.5, x is 2, and x is 4. Letter B says function f is defined by the equation f of x equals 2x squared plus 8. So again, whatever's in the parentheses is x, so we just put 4 in for the x value. This will be 2 times 4 squared plus 8. 2 times 4 squared plus 8, 16. Times 2 is 32, plus 8 makes that 40. Putting negative 2 in for x, the process is the same. We would need to evaluate this expression. Negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. And the last one says find x when f of x equals 106. So in this case, we're actually substituting 106 for where y normally is. So 106 equals 2x squared plus 8. I will subtract 8 from each side. Then I will divide by 2 on each side. And the last step is something that may or may not be familiar. We know to undo a plus with a minus, a times with a divide. A power of 2 is undone with a square root. If you square root both sides of this equation, then we have x is 7. I'm going to leave it like that. We will get into solving those equations more later on, so if it seems kind of unfamiliar, remember you have the guess and check strategy where you can put different numbers in for x until your answer comes out as 106. But if you have experience with this method, go ahead and give that a try. If not, just keep checking different numbers until the answer comes out right. So you should be able to go on with the exercises on this lesson. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.